and welcome to my channel. Today, we're gonna talk. So I am going to do my nails with you guys. I'm thinking of a little white and some glitter on top. And we are going to talk about the moment in my life that everything changed and for the better. And that my mindset, my life, my dreams, and the way that I look at life in general changed. And it was getting into the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. So this is my acting school. This one is it right here. This is the New York campus that I went to for both years. This is the Cali campus, the one that I wanted to go to. I'm going to talk about how I got in it, how I chose that school, what was happening in life, and yeah, it changed my life. Let's start. So it all started when I was very unhappy. Like, period, on point blank. I was so unhappy because I went into a field that it wasn't for me. It was making me very, very unhappy. And I went to my counselor and I was like, I just can't do this anymore. And so she was like, okay, you can get out of this, but this is going to be a change in your major. So we have to drop all those classes. I was like, fine, immediately. Okay. And she was like, okay, so you have to pick different electives. We're going to give you regular classes right now since you don't know what you're going to do. So she gave me all regular classes, math, English, all that other stuff. And then I had to pick an elective. And so this elective was what I needed to choose wisely because she wanted me to choose one that I feel I wanted to do for my career. And so she gave me a list from A to Z of classes and things that they had for me to look through and pick from. So I'm going through this list and I'm just like, no, what is this? And then theater came up. I was like, it was like a light went off inside of me and I was like, this is it. She's like, theater? I was like, yeah, I want to do this one. And I got into it and I got serious. We did Our Town for our first ever performance. I vividly remember it because this is what changed my scope in life because I had never had so much fun. I was in a theater class when I was in 12th grade because I changed up my classes without my mom knowing, and I put theater down. And so I had theater for a whole entire year with Mr. Ryan, but I couldn't do the actual theater performances. So I'd never done a performance outside of church. That changed my life as well. That also opened up my eyes to the acting community and that you actually can be an actor and that it is true that you can go far in this. And so that class really opened me up to it, but I didn't know that I could do it, if you get what I mean. And so I just went into what I thought would be a good future for me, if you get what I mean. But it wasn't because I was unhappy and it wasn't my calling. I went into that theater class and I love my theater director. He was amazing. We did Our Town. I got one of the biggest roles. It changed my life. I had never been so happy doing something like this. And I was like, how can I do this every day? I remember at our dress rehearsal, it was like a whole entire week of dress rehearsals before our big performance. And I was talking to some actors back there and everybody's just talking about like what they want to do after. I'm just like, I think I've decided that I want to go to a school in New York or something. And like everybody got silent. And they looked at me like, and then I remember this one girl was like, acting is really competitive. And knowing that we're from the small town that we're in, they were like, it's just almost impossible for you to get into an acting school, especially an acting school where you need to, which is New York or Cali. And I was like, oh, I'm a Virgo. Nobody tells me I can't do something, right? So after that day, my ex at the time, me and her, we started looking at lists of just schools and schools and schools. And I knew that I wanted one in New York or California. And so I saw Cal Arts. That was the first name that I've written down. I had seen that a lot of successful young actors had gone to Cal Arts, or had been associated with Cal Arts, and that it was a very amazing institution, and that, you know, it teaches kids amazing stuff. Another one I saw on the list, of course, Juilliard, but I don't think that it was my style. So Cal Arts was on that list, and also the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. So I told my mom about this, and at first she wasn't the happiest with me acting, but I just explained to her that this is my calling. Like, I can't see myself doing anything else. Like, this is what makes me happy. And it was like a full 360. She started helping me so much. It was amazing. And I remember I was telling her, I was like, okay, I think I want to do the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. And I think she heard it as she wants me to, for her to set it up. And so I went on the site myself that night, and I was about to sign up for the audition, and I chickened out. Yes, I chickened out. The next day, my mom ended up calling me, and she was like, hey, baby girl, so I set up the audition for you. It's this day. We're going to go for a whole entire weekend, because the whole entire day you'll be busy at the school. They have a tour beforehand, and your audition isn't until like 7 o'clock at night. I'm like, what? She's like, yep. And I'll start planning it out. We can like get our hotel. I'll get back with you after I finish putting the plans together. This was it. I couldn't back out, guys. Like, I couldn't back out. Like, this was it. So I found the monologue that I wanted to do. I had to get 2 monologues. I found the monologue that I wanted to do, and my old high school teacher that I told you guys about, Mr. Ryan, I told him about what I wanted to do and about the audition, and he helped me. He helped me so much. And he also, after we worked on the monologue for so long, I went in front of his class around 3 times, and I did the monologue for all of his freaking high school class. And I'm just like, because high school kids can be brutal. But I like brutal honesty. Like, I want to know what I need to fix. I want to know what was great. I went up to New York that day, and I remember it was my mom, me, my sisters, and we had just gone into the school. I went to the New York. I didn't have enough money for the Cali one. Even the second year, I didn't have enough money. It's because the campus was new when I just starting out new. Not like new. It was open for like a year, but it was a newer campus, so the funding was a little different, and the living situation was different. So I went to the New York campus that day. I think the tour started around 10 a.m. So we all went into the theater, and we just heard everybody talking, and the teacher was telling, the whole entire time I was like this. And let me put my hair. And after that, we did a tour of New York and the surrounding areas. So where the school is, it's in Manhattan, like straight dot in the middle of almost everything. It's on Madison Avenue. We walked around the tour, and they gave us just the little lowdown on everything. And I fell in love. And they showed us the dorm rooms, and the dorm room. So this is New York, because you know that there's high buildings. So this is the school, tall. Okay, let me show you so this is the school, and right here, over here is the dorm rooms. There's 12 floors. Some of them are co-ed, some of them are just girls, some of them are just guys. It just depends on the floor. And we got to see all of those floors. Not all of them, because they only allow certain ones to be toured. I think we saw floor 6 and floor 12, the penthouse. We saw the theater. They had 3 theaters in there. And then we also saw the dressing room. It was life-changing. And I left the tour going, Mom, I have to get into this school. I have to get into this school. This is the most amazing thing that I've been to. and I know this is for me. I've never felt that way before in my life. So after that, we went all out to eat, and then we went back to our place, and I just ended up started getting ready for the audition. I was almost hyperventilating to the point, but I was just like, calm down, you got this. You got this. You've practiced for months. You've done it in front of so many people. You got this. You did the work. I ended up going there. My mom dropped me off, and I ended up going up there, and I got there around 6:30. And I was just waiting out there. I'm just like shaking. And usually, so for other auditions, depending, there's usually like around 3 to 5 people on the panel. This time, it was only, in these auditions, it was one person, and they got the biggest people of their school to do it. So I got Susan Pilar. She is literally my spirit animal. I loved her. She was also my first acting teacher that I got when I started the school. And the first monologue, she could tell I was nervous. She's like, it's okay, calm down. She's like, you look and seem like an amazing actor. Calm down, you got this. For the audition, we had to make sure that we had 2 different types of pieces. One was contemporary and one was like a timepiece, like Shakespearean. And the first monologue that I did in front of her was the Shakespearean monologue. And she was like, slow down. And she's like, she could tell that I was nervous. She was like, so take your time, and I'm going to do this piece, and I want you to relay it back to me. And then we're going to do it again. And then she's like, remember your who, what, when, where, and why. I knew what it meant this time. So we did it. She said her part of the monologue, and I said it back to her. She said hers, and I relayed it back. It was the first time that I had been able to really get into a dialogue with a very seasoned actor, and it flew like butter. Then I did the contemporary piece, and I basically could tell that, I did great for my first audition, and I was like, if I don't get this, I'm just proud of myself no matter what. And she thanked me. I didn't know what was going to come of. And she was like, you'll hear back from us. And they said that I think you had to wait like a month or 2 before you would hear from them. And I think it was less than a month, like 2 weeks. I ended up getting a New York call. I was like, I answered it. They were like, is this where you and good in? I was like, this is her. May I ask who's speaking? She was like, this is so-and-so from the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, and we would like to inform you that you have been invited for the next year. That was the best moment of my life. All the hard work, all the sacrifice, all of the I can't do it, she can't do it, I can do it, I can't do it, and it was just all worth it. And it was the best moment of my life. So that is how I got into the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, my dream acting school. Yay! Thank you guys so much for staying here, chit-chatting. I actually really love this, just being able to just talk to you guys and just tell you guys stories about me and stuff that happened to me that was very important. So I'm glad that you guys could be here and stay here. I didn't get to do the sparkles. I'm gonna do this later. But I love you guys so very much. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. I love you guys. Bye!